Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Creative Summit. My name is Motheo Mphahlele. I'll be hosting the session today as well. Um, the chief will be back, but we're just going to host it. Well, I'll host it for the next 3 days. So today we will be discussing the business of sound engineering with Siphiwe Malindi, where we will just get into running the business within the sound industry and just unpacking what sound engineering is and the multiple departments that you get within this discipline. So I'd just like to welcome Siphiwe just in a bit. Yo, what's up, my dog?
I'm good in you, my G. That's
Good.
good.
How are you holding down there?
Dog, we surviving, man. And that side,
Surviving. We're trying, bro. We're trying, man. Hey, lockdown has us locked down, but we're
it's
surviving.
already.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I see you're warm there. Pini is on lock even.
Hey, dog, you don't want problems, dog. It's winter, chief.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you must, bro. You must. Yeah, bro. So please introduce yourself, bro. Who is Piwe? Where does Piwe come from?
Oh, Siphiwe Malindi from a village in Mafikeng called Majamanto. Grew up there, did my primary there, high school, went to Poch Boys, and then further went to the University of Northwest, and then ended up at ASE. That's the Academy of Sound Engineering.
Dope, bro. So now that we know Spirit ended up at ASE, what is your discipline, bro? So for the viewers, please explain what is sound engineering.
Sound engineering is vast. So we have different departments in sound engineering. There's live sound, there's broadcasting, there's sound design, and there's music production. So basically, my company hosts all four. We give those
Mm,
services, and sound engineering is a very, I call it the fruit of apartheid, where
mm,
it's not common in our African industry, but it's growing to become common. Uh, and we
mm.
still need to educate people in the sense of sound engineering because every time you talk about sound engineering, a person will say, "Hey, are you a DJ?" Understand?
Mm, mm.
There's it's very vast. It's very vast. In terms of music production, as your producers in studio, in terms of sound design, you can be working in film and television. With live, you do live shows.
Yeah. And which is the department, or should I say the discipline that you fell into within the sound industry?
I fell into live sound. Uh, I think my dad had an influence in me choosing this because I lost my friend when I was doing my first year, my best friend when I was doing my
Mm-hmm.
first year. And then the family asked me to have a speech. So as I was preparing for my speech, my dad came into the study room and he said, "You get only one chance in life. So you better make an impact or whatever you're gonna say, better be."
Sorry, I think we lost period there for a bit. Um, just technical issues, guys. We will get him back. We will get him back onto the stream. But I mean, like with his journey, um, I think what he was just getting into, and it is also, I think we just got him back now. We'll just try patch him through. Are you back? Can you hear us
I'm
properly?
back. Sorry about that. Someone is trying to call me. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Bro.
No worries. But
Yes,
yeah, I was
as I
just
was
telling the
saying.
viewers that probably with the journey, and which is something that was going to lead into my question next, was going to be what inspired this passion for sound. And then that, I think as you continue, let it more. I think you can tell the viewers as well. From that speech onwards, what then further drove you into the industry or the passion for sound?
Yeah, so after my dad advising me to tell me that you will only get one chance in life, so I've always lived up to that code to say every time you get a chance to do something, just make sure you do it once and better prepare for it. So I've always taken that discipline. That's why I chose live sound. So in terms of the passion, I grew up. I grew up in a small village where when you grow up, you get role model stackers. And then so he was doing a lot of events. He was a popular guy, and I was like, yo, I want to be like this guy, but not even understanding inside before. And then, yeah, so he actually motivated me to go that route. And I saw a gap in the industry where I come from in the Northwest to say, no, not a lot of people are knowledgeable in this industry. Understand?
Yes,
Say,
yes.
we really don't have a lot of qualified engineers where they can do proper broadcasting. PA companies are always getting sourced out somewhere in Joburg, and it was mostly white people. So to me, I felt like, no, man, a black child can also do this. So that's where I decided to say, I need to go learn further about this and then try and bring the skill home. So that's where we stand right now.
Okay, well, no, that's really amazing, and I think the fact that, I mean, the inspiration was taken from your father and coming down towards what you like and what you love as well. It's quite an amazing journey. What I wanted to now lean more towards is, I mean, currently, bro, this pandemic has brought so many businesses down, as we've seen, and it's. Could you please just hold on, guys? Apologies. So what I was getting to is the pandemic has created so many issues for us. And as we know, creatives are at the back end of all forms of funding, all forms of assistance from the government, and even the private sector is still a bit closed in terms of brand partnerships and brands in general. So how have you been coping, bro, on a personal end as an individual, and how has your business been coping through?
Yeah.
Just touch on things like your overall cash flow. How are you able to maintain certain things right now within the business?
Yeah, this pandemic has really gotten to us really bad. I mean, if you can see, big companies are closing. So the Sound is a very, very minute company in the industry. But that's when the creative side came in, because with live, it's a problem because no events are happening right now. So, and people are starting to get accustomed to this thing. We actually, for instance, we used to do conference centers. So right now they're not getting meetings, or they're not gathering, they're having Zoom meetings. So, and it's becoming more comfortable for them and cost efficient for them to host those meetings at home. So even after the pandemic, the live sector will also be affected. So right now, I had to adapt quick to the digital side, where now you need to conform to what's happening right now, where now people are going to the digital side. Understand? So for me, I was in the Northwest. I packed my bags. I went straight to where they said Corona is a hotspot. for my business to survive. And I came to Joburg, and I partnered with my friend Tostri. I don't know if you guys know him. He's in visual. So
Yeah.
we decided that, you know what, let's try and tackle this thing together, because we've been working for a very long time. You deal on the visual side, I will deal on the audio side, so that when we present our partnership to a sponsor or a company, it has more weight, because that's another thing that people need to understand. They need to be in strategic partnerships for long term, so that they can grow. You understand? So if you see that someone is doing something that's connected to what you're doing, start with them small, build a relationship, build that discipline together, and understand the person you're working with. He must understand your business principles, and then you guys go together. So for me personally, it hit me hard, I won't lie. It really did. But luckily, I'm innovative, and I saw this as a reset button for a lot of people, because and an opportunity for us to also tap in and compete with these other big companies, because this pandemic was hit everyone by surprise. You understand? So these big companies are also trying to adjust to this, and that also gives us an opportunity to say no, but now we are dealing with a new thing, and everyone can present themselves. You understand? Where now they've been carrying all these things because of reputation, because of they've dealt with, so now no one can say I've dealt with a pandemic, so we are good in this field. You understand? So I also saw it as an opportunity for us as well to now present ourselves, to say no, we can also do this. You understand? Because I think a lot of companies get their work through reputation, and sometimes you look at them like, we could have done a better job. Understand? So it hit us hard, and again, it was also an opportunity for some of us to say, you know what, now this is the best time to showcase ourselves. Understand? That's why we even said we are doing live, and for people that are interested in live streaming, this is some of the services that we provide. You understand? These are some of the services that we provide. Back then, when you talk about this, people will think it's far-fetched. Only these white companies can do it. I'm sorry to say that, but if you see the dominant PA companies in South Africa, it is the white companies, if we be honest about it. So it gives us a chance now to say we can also do this. Give us a chance. Understand? So it hit us hard, but it was also impactful on some of us, because now we are also at a level that we present with bigger companies. So I'm hoping we'll grow. We'll just have to try and survive, because right now we are trying to do our own things to try and show them that we can.
Yes.
You understand? That's
No,
why.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you touched on a very important thing about strategic partnerships right now. Where, I mean, as young people, we need to constantly be able to partner up in order to reach the bigger goal. It's not about getting the entire pie alone, because now you are mostly pushing for like things that are probably for now. But long term, you need to partner up with people that you know. You grow with them, and at the same time, you present broader services, but with departments that specialize in it. So I think that was a very important thing that you mentioned. We had a question there about what do you think can be done to better live sound in South Africa or in our
Honestly,
industry in general? Yeah.
to better live sound, we need to, I don't know, because the standard that we are in, we can improve. We just need minds to invest in buying equipment. Companies that get jobs must get them through merit, not connections, because I still feel there are companies that can actually do a proper job, but they're not getting them. And now we look like we look like people that can't be delivering such things, because For instance, when Beyonce comes to South Africa, she can't be like, no, I'll work with an engineer from South Africa. They basically bring their own technicians and stuff, because I think, if we are honest, there's only one company that's dominating right now. You understand? Which is Gearhouse. And they are dominating because I'd say they had an upper hand than us. So because our brothers are in government, they need to invest in our craft to say, you know what, gents, there's funding, let's buy equipment, you understand? And we work because I honestly think there is not a problem with the live sound. It's just that the person you hire to do the job should be qualified or know what they're doing, you understand? Because we do have people that are really good. And if you have a problem, just call us a sound. We will definitely make sure you get the best outcome of what you need to do. And when you touched on strategic partnership, it's important that people understand that, because there is no way you're going to grow overnight. So if you have a long-term goal, you need to focus on that long-term goal. And if you're saying, for instance, the advice I'd give to these young people is that in partnerships, maybe in your hood, there's probably one guy that can sing, or one person that can rap. You understand? If you have sound, you can say, let's work together for a long-term goal. You understand? For a long-term goal, not saying every time people come to your studio, you're like, no, pay for the session. Rather say, you know what, let's build your brand together. You understand? And it will make sense then. But sometimes you'll get your friends saying, you're letting people record in your studio for free. You're giving people speakers for free, dog. But don't mind those people. As long as you have a long-term goal and you know what you want to achieve, stick to your goal and just focus on that. Understand? So partnerships are really important. I wish I could share my story with Family Tree, but I don't know. Are we keeping that for YouTube, or should I just share that?
Yeah, we're keeping it for the longer section, because you've given insight on the importance of them structuring themselves in a way that they've got partnerships. They get into these partnerships with their friends. So I'd say giving it more meat is what people need to come back for when we launch the official summit.
All right.
So, yeah, and I'm glad that you actually touched also on just that again, in terms of it being your advice. What I would say in addition to that, or if I should say, an additional question would be like, what would you say these young and upcoming sound engineers, or how should I put it, or just people that are interested in this discipline, right? How would you say they should work towards it? So, in the sense that how would you say a kid right now that is in Majaman, that wants to convince their parents to pay for a course in engineering next year, how would you say they can give them more light in allowing them to get into their passion?
Yeah. The most difficult thing to do in life that I've realized is trying to convince someone about your vision, or trying to convince someone to buy in your vision. You understand? You need two things that you need to take. If you didn't take anything, there's two things you need to take: hard work and discipline. That's how you're going to convince people. You mustn't convince people by saying, no, please invest in me. You need to work hard. Your work must speak for you. You need to be disciplined. Because with me, for me to go and study sound engineering, my parents didn't understand. I had to register with my money and then go back to my parents and say, I've registered this. This is what I want to do, and please support me. So because of that, I took the first step, and I was so involved in church sound. So my parents could see that this person works hard in this thing, and he really wants to do it, and he went the extra mile by paying for his tuition the first year. You understand? So the most important thing is you need to work hard and be disciplined. Your work must speak for you. Your friends must not hire you because you are their friend. You understand? Every time something related comes, they must think of you because of the work you put in. and the seriousness of the work you do and how you take your craft. That's the only thing that will speak for you. You going to people and saying, please, gents, give me, you guys, I heard you hosted an event, you didn't call me, my man. They didn't call you for a reason. Put in the work, just put in the work and be disciplined in what you do, you will achieve. Because honestly speaking, that's the only thing that differentiates us from other people. You understand? It's just hard work and discipline. So even in convincing your parents, you just need to work hard and let them see that you're passionate about this. And, just put in the work. You understand? If your mom loves
hard
church
work and discipline,
and there's sound at church, go do church sound. You understand? Your mom will be proud that you're doing something for the church, but your end goal will be like, at least mama wa bona ke rata sound. You understand? Don't just say, Mommy, I love sound, I want to go study sound. It's difficult to convince our parents, but they're warming up to this thing now. It's getting broader, they're understanding, because now when they're watching Mzansi Magic, you can be like, no, the sound that you're hearing here is actually done by a sound engineer, you understand? So now it's getting easier to convince our parents to. But the most important thing, even with getting jobs, just put in the work and be disciplined. I think that would work out.
Yeah, no, thank you. You closed it quite nicely. And in addition to what you said in terms of your journey, it's so crazy how our journeys are different in actually convincing our parents. Where I went to my mom, I said I want to do animation, and she said whatever that you want to do, just try it out. I applied to so like I said in the previous live, I applied to a certain school, and they declined. And from there, I said, let's look for something else, but I still want to get into the creative business. This is what I want to study. So from my end, I got full-on support, but she could see that I was committed, which is where what you were saying now, the hard work. I was committed in achieving this. For people that might not know, I also used to rent out sound back home because I just wanted to do technical things. You get me? So from just starting that, trying something, and now saying I want to achieve this, you see, it's two different things. But to where we are today and having businesses within the industry, this is all through hard work. It's not by coincidence or that we are from well-off families. No, it's through hard work and being passionate about what you're doing. So,
hey, bro, I wish you could share our story, dog.
Nah, they're gonna see it, bro.
But they're really interesting because when you're talking about it, I'm like, yo, God,
there's a lot.
And with strategic partnerships, you understand? So I think we'll just try and hold it for the next longer session on YouTube. But trust us, guys. Make sure you tune in because I honestly have a proper story to tell. Where I'll tell you where my dad was like, sound engineering came up. And then now when I look, there's actually no one.
Yeah.
So I think the next story will be informative. So for now, I'm taking over the show now.
I think people got a lot of insight from this. And for people that have further questions, you can still comment on the upload after, and we will also post this up on YouTube and share it. Should you have any further questions about the industry, hit us up, whether it's via DMs or via comments, the comment section of this video as well. Do hit us up. Thank you so much for coming on, bro. I know probably took some time off of your schedule, but thank you so much for pulling through, bro.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, so guys, we will continue with these sessions moving on. I feel like that was such a very informative session that we just had. We appreciate your time, and we hope that you see value in what we are currently doing. Please do tune in. We will announce what we're doing tomorrow, but tomorrow, just to give you more insight, it will be more about the art of writing, or should I say both directing and writing, because what we've seen is that we always get asked, how do you come up with certain concepts? How do you, for instance, come up with a certain idea really for anything? So I'll be speaking to Mlu Kotola. He's an award-winning director. He directed Skalamans. I think for people that have been following me, they know that we won an award in Tokyo back in 2016, and then we further won a few awards even last year for that grad project. So Mlu has been, I'd say, the only director that I've worked with so far within school and even after we graduated from AFDA. So we'll be giving, I'd say, insight on, or he'll be giving insight on how the writing process works, how the directing process works, and we will further also just touch on our relationship, so the director of photography and director relationship. So do tune in. Do tune in tomorrow. It'll be more insightful as well. These are departments within the film and television industry, but mainly the processes behind how we achieve all of these. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in.